Hello, welcome to Astronomers Without Borders special solar eclipse live stream for June 2021, the 10th day of June. This is a very special day, of course, for many people across the Northern Hemisphere who are going to be experiencing a very special solar eclipse. Of course, this happens when we have the sun, the moon, and the earth in alignment. And it doesn't happen all the time. Approximately every 6 months, we do get one where a part of the world can experience some form of the sun being blocked to some extent. My name is Andrew Fazekas, the night sky guy here for Astronomers Without Borders. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are around the world. Perhaps you're on the wrong side of the world where the eclipse isn't visible, or maybe it's cloudy where you are. This is why the beauty of the internet comes into play, and we get to share some of the beauty of the night sky. Leave a little portion of it. I know it's not the same as seeing it in person, but it is a great opportunity. I'm actually in Montreal, Canada. It is kind of partly cloudy where we are. I have some friends who are out there looking for the eclipse as it's rising. The sun is rising. The eclipse is visible. And this is a really nice eclipse. It's called a Ring of Fire or annular eclipse. There's a pathway that runs from through northern Canada, through Greenland, the Arctic, into Russia, Siberia, where this eclipse will be visible as a ring of fire, where the entire disk of the moon is right dab in the middle of the sun, leaving only a ring of sunshine around it. We'll see if we can get any coverage within the ring of fire, within the annular pathway. That's a tough one to see because there seems to be clouds in some of the places where we have live streams coming in. And we want to thank our partners at timeanddate.com for partnering with us to provide wonderful live streams from different parts of the world. So we'll have multiple feeds, hopefully from Canada, one of the prime locations, and in the United States as well, the Northeast US. There's some cameras set up, and so we'll have something coming, and from Northern Europe as well. In fact, we've got one feed here coming in from Northern Norway. You can see the sun shining right there. We can enlarge that. Let's take a look. There we go. That's from Northern Norway. You can see the sun shining. It's early in the day, in the mid-morning time. Some bit of cloud, but that shouldn't really prevent us from getting a good view of the eclipse from there. We've got the chat room open as well. I'm seeing people come in from different parts of the world. We've got Valentin from Romania. Welcome, Valentin. Great for you to join us. Let us know where you're watching. We'd love to hear where you are all tuning in from around the world. It'd be great to see. And where else do we got? We've got Will from Australia. Can't wait to watch the show. Well, there you go. You've got already one feed, and I'm juggling all this stuff, trying to find as many different feeds that are working right now. They're getting multiple hits, but this is a challenge, definitely, to find a place that really has some really good views of the eclipse this morning. It's 5:12 here in Montreal, Canada. The eclipse is supposedly just coming up above the horizon, so we're waiting for some video of that. Let's see if I can get some more videos up. Let's see where we've got North Bay, Ontario. That is coming up as well. You can see very soon the sun is rising. That's from North Bay, Ontario. Very, very nice as well. And we've got our own feed too here from near Sault Ste. Marie as well. We've got my guest, Brittany Manley. Brittany, are you there?
Hi.
Hey, there's Well, Brittany, great to see you. She's in Sault Ste. Marie in Ontario, Canada. She's located I think you're just off the path of the annular eclipse, right? Right, Brittany? You see a partial?
Yes.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Are you on a lake there?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that
bridge
is,
I'm living on.
yeah, I can see it's
Easter
just a.
outback.
So where are you exactly, Brittany? Describe your location.
Yeah, I'm on Richards Landing, it's a little town here, but it's on St. Joseph Island, which is the channel that connects between Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning here. It's 17 degrees Celsius, and got some Canada geese honking around and a few fish jumping, and just waiting
That
for the solar eclipse.
that is so Canadian, Brittany. Honking geese, fish jumping by the lake. My gosh.
Yes, yeah, it's beautiful here.
That's great. So, we're looking at. You've got the camera set up towards the where the sun is rising. We can see the dawn breaking there very nicely. There's a little thin. Looks like there's a little thin layer of cloud there. But what do you think? You think you'll be able to see the sun peeking above the horizon there?
Oh, I definitely think so.
Looks good. Looks good, Brittany. Okay, so when is sunrise for you exactly from your location right now?
It will be at 5, I believe 36, but I'm just going to verify that.
Okay, so you think it's 5:36.
5:44, correction.
5:44. So we are about a half hour away from your sunrise still.
Yes.
Okay, so that means that we are officially at dawn in your location. Your location is experiencing dawn right now. So that's what we're seeing there. Very nice.
Wonderful.
And your location, just so that everyone can see on a map, this is where Brittany is. You see that pin there, guys? That pin right there. That is where. So she's in Canada. She's in the province of Ontario. I'm actually in Montreal. I'm just off of where Ottawa is on that little map that you're seeing. There's Ottawa right off the right of the pin there. Ottawa. I'm in Montreal, a city very close to Ottawa on the eastern North America side, and Brittany is right there. You can see in Ontario, and that is a really great location to see the eclipse. The partial eclipse is what Brittany's going to be able to show us. And Brittany's with the Ocean Endeavor Company, which is also a partner with Chimu Adventures, which is another partner with us here at Astronomers Without Borders. So we're really excited about this because, we're talking about a solar eclipse today. We're waiting for those nice live streams to come in. We'll have from other places as well. We'll be peeking in. But before we do that, while we're waiting, we're excited because there is another eclipse. I mean, this eclipse that we're talking about is going through a part of the world that is very cold. A lot of the true Ring of Fire eclipse is going through the Arctic. So very remote region. It's a real adventure to even try to attempt to get to this location. There's probably very few people that have been able to have the privilege to go into the location where this eclipse is located. And what's really neat is the next eclipse is another big adventure. The next one is a total solar eclipse happening on December 4th, 2021. This is going to be in Antarctica, and it's a total eclipse of the sun, meaning that the skies will darken during those precious few moments of totality. And to reach this place is quite an adventure. It's an adventure trip, and we're excited because we're partnering with a travel company who specializes in offering these once-in-a-lifetime bucket list type of adventures. And we're excited because Chimu Adventures has partnered with AWB, and it has given our membership, anyone who's a member, and you can become a free member of AWB, a very significant discount in terms of getting a ticket to go on this very special cruise, this voyage down to in the Antarctic region, to see for yourself, to witness this total solar eclipse in December later this year, the next one after this. So hopefully this whets your appetite for your own adventure. And the partnership means that for every AWB member that signs up gets a discount, but also we get part of the proceeds. There's a donation. A part of that is donated. 10% is donated of the ticket price to AWB. So to the good work that AWB does around the world. We do STEM education, of course. We bring resources to underserved communities around the world. So we're really excited about it because it's a really natural kind of fit for us to be bringing you this solar eclipse today, of course, and giving you an opportunity to see one of the rarest of events down in Antarctica. And I'd like to bring into the show right now my guest, James McAlloon. James McAlloon, welcome. You are with Chimu Adventures. My friend, so nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you as well, Andrew. Nice to speak to you again. It's nice to see a sunrise because it's 7:30 at night here. So I'm in Brisbane, Australia, just so anybody knows where I am. And yeah, very excited to watch this eclipse and whet my appetite for the end of the year as well. That'll be fantastic.
Then here's Brittany's view again. We're waiting for that beautiful sunrise to come up, eclipse sunrise that Brittany will be seeing. And just, this is, James, you're going to have to bear with me because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's feeds coming in from around the world. We've got, let's see here, we've got another one from North Bay, Ontario, also very close to the horizon. The sun going to be breaching the horizon very, very soon. Another location in Ontario, Canada, North Bay Astronomy Club doing this for us as well via time and date. James, have you ever seen a solar eclipse live yourself?
I saw one I used to live in Michigan, actually. I went to university in Grand Rapids and we drove down to the one that was a few years ago in Kentucky, I believe it was. But that's the only one I've seen so far. So I'm very, very excited to see another one.
And are you going to be able to go to the one in Antarctica? I know you're you're in Australia right now, right?
Yeah, correct, in Australia. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go on the ship to Antarctica just because our borders, it's unlikely that we'll be able to travel before the end of the year. Funny enough, last time since I spoke to you, for any Australians that might be listening today, to ensure that the Australians will still have an opportunity to go witness the eclipse over Antarctica, we're considering chartering a plane that will fly from Australia over Antarctica to see the eclipse as well and then fly back to Australia. So keep your ear to the ground if you're from Australia. If you're not from Australia, we'd love to have you actually on the ship in Antarctica, not only exploring Antarctica, but being there to witness something that not many people in the world will get a chance to.
We're looking at another feed here. Hold on. We're going to be... Oh, we can see Eclipse in northern Canada is overcast, unfortunately. Let's just take a look at peek. I'm going to show everyone what I'm seeing here. Whoa, that is overcast. So that's in the Arctic in Canada, very far up north. And unfortunately, it looks like we're clouded out in the Arctic, where the Ring of Fire eclipse is supposed to happen. We'll check back to see again if any changes happen there. James, are you still there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. James, why don't you give us a little peek into what this voyage is really like? Maybe we can, while we're waiting to see if sky's clear and other cameras come online, what this voyage would potentially be like. I've got a little video. Maybe I'm going to show folks first, and then maybe we could dive into some little bit more details into the trip. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so so the video that I'm going to run, maybe you can just set that up for folks. What are we going to watch right now?
Yeah, so the video we're going to watch is really just going to give you an idea of what you're going to experience in Antarctica, besides the eclipse, of course, but really just highlights the experience that is going on an expedition ship, being around all of the natural wildlife and the landscapes, and it's going to blow your socks off. So hopefully you enjoy it.
All right, let's roll it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So hold on. We're getting some video in from Sudbury. Let's just take a look at that, folks. Here we go. So you can see multiple cameras, and we're going to showcase this one from Sudbury, from a Royal Astronomical Society in Sudbury. You can take a look at there, Sudbury, Ontario.
Just waiting for it to clear the horizon, and it also looks like there is a little cloud layer.
We've got some commentary coming in too from folks there locally.
But hopefully we should.
Very, very nice. Thank you, timeanddate.com, for offering up some of the feeds.
And we're waiting for something really good. Yeah, we're waiting for something really good, so it's worth the wait, I think.
So, James, maybe you can go in and we can dive in a little bit deeper into the what the voyage in December is all about in terms of seeing the eclipse and the whole experience of going, to the Antarctic region, one of the most remote places on Earth.
Yeah, well, if anyone is interested in seeing this really once in a lifetime eclipse over Antarctica, it's kind of the best of both worlds, or somebody that wants to go to Antarctica but also the opportunity to see an eclipse, it really is going to be one of the most spectacular Antarctic trips we've ever run. And to give you a bit of background, we've been going to Antarctica for 12 years now, and now we've actually got our own ship that we lease, and the Ocean Endeavour company, actually, they run the operations under Chimu for that voyage and all the other voyages that season. So yeah, it really encapsulates this voyage in particular. We wanted it to encapsulate the spirit of adventure and seeing unique things. So to give you a bit of a breakdown over the actual itinerary, is going to be departing from Ushuaia, which is the very most southern town in South America. And for a few days, it's going to be heading into the zone of totality, which essentially is just a little bit west of South Georgia, a little bit northeast of the Antarctic Peninsula. And the boat's going to position itself on board with the help of Dr. John Mason, who's going to be on board with us, to put us in the perfect location to view the eclipse. And luckily, because we're on a ship, we have a little bit of flexibility to move around depending on some cloud cover and positioning, just to make sure we can get that perfect eclipse, and then maximizing the opportunity there in the ocean to be able to view the eclipse. And once we've experienced that, well, quite frankly, incredible experience, what we're going to actually do is head down towards Elephant Island, which is significant because that was where Sir Ernest Shackleton departed from his men to try and make it to South Georgia to find rescue. So it's a very, very important part in Antarctic history, and not somewhere that most itineraries ever get to go. And then from there, it's actually going to head a little bit into the Weddell Sea, which once again is on the backside of the peninsula, and it's not a place that many people get to go. Usually, with the expedition ships that take tourists down to Antarctica, you're really sticking to the other side, where you can maximize your landings and your animal activity and immerse yourself there. But we want to take a bit more of an explorer's route to give you an opportunity to see other things besides the eclipse that most people have never seen before. And then once we've done that, we will head back up and around and go on the other side of the peninsula, on the western side of the peninsula, where we'll make 2 stops a day, and you'll be able to get off the ship, make landings, zip around bays and zodiacs, get up close and personal with the wildlife. Now, I was there in February of 2019, and it's just incredible. I can just every day actually being up close and personal with the penguins and with all the other animal wildlife that are there. It's a little bit early for whales, but it's prime time for when you're going to have the hatchlings of the penguins. There's still going to be substantial snow, and the landscapes are going to be incredible. And it really is an all-encompassing trip with multiple bucket list items. So hopefully you can come along and join the trip.
Oh my gosh! So that's a lot of stuff going on this trip. I mean, there's no doubt about it. In terms of actually seeing the eclipse, how is that going to happen? Like, what are you guys envisioning in terms of the experience for those on board, in specifically to witness this total solar eclipse? What could they expect with that?
Yeah, I suppose you always have to put the hashtag expectation that weather is going to be weather, and we can't change the weather. But what we'll do, we will do our best to position ourselves in the perfect place according to, 1, the weather, and 2, where we're going to be able to see the eclipse. And the good thing about this eclipse and where we're located, being on the ocean, we don't have anything impeding our views. We don't have any trees, any mountains, anything like that. And the eclipse, I believe, is going to be closer to the horizon, actually. So in terms of visibility, it's going to be very, very clear. So generally, we'll get everybody up on deck. We'll have everybody prepared. We'll hand out all of the eclipse glasses. Antarctica in itself is a very photographic intensive experience. So everybody on board will have get their cameras set up and their tripods and gimbal devices. And it is a ship, so it does move a little bit. So if you have a gimbal device or something like that that can steady the camera, that's probably a really good idea. And we'll have part of our photography program. If you are a part of that as well, you'll have access to camera lenses and other things on board, and really just maximizing the position, maximizing the amount you can view, and the ability to not only witness the shot but capture it as well.
All right, hold on there, James. Very interesting here. I've got, let me just see here. I've got a photo coming in. from Zoe Chi, the executive director at AWB. She's on a lakeside with her phone, and
wow.
she just snapped this photograph of the eclipse as it's rising above a lake in Montreal. So this just came in just a few moments ago. Zoe with AWB, she's I made sure that she went down to the lake, got her some equipment, and this is actually from she took this picture with her smartphone. So this is what you can do with a smartphone. It's possible to take a picture of the eclipse. It's really not that hard to do. Today's technology is amazing. So look at that. You can see this is that mythical crescent sunrise as it's visible. This is from Montreal, Canada, taken just a few moments ago as the sun is rising. You can see some clouds there as well, surrounding the area there. So fantastic stuff. James, so can people take do you think people will be able to take photographs of the total eclipse from the cruise there in Antarctica in December?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine so. What we recently did these flights from Australia to go see the Aurora Australis, which are the southern lights. So the northern lights as companion over the South Magnetic Pole, and it's amazing people's photographic ability and their equipment. And I'm sure the passengers on board that will be there to see the eclipse will have incredible equipment, fantastic cameras, and like you just showed before, you very well could have the possibility of shooting it on your iPhone. I mean, you can't predict the weather, so the ship could rock a little bit, or it could be very stable. I guess it all depends on the movement of the water, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to capture the eclipse. As long as you've got the right settings, the right equipment. These days with technology, you can pretty much capture anything. So, yeah.
All right, I'm just looking for feeds, so just bear with me. I'll put up a fit. I think Brittany, you are still about 10 minutes away, right, Brittany? What's it look like where you are? Describe your.
Oh, it's beautiful over here. A nice light breeze and the clouds, just a few little wispy clouds in the distance there. I'm giving this feed in by my iPad, so I think you guys have a decent view. And yeah, it's a great morning over here. 14 kilometer knot winds.
All right. Oh, well, hey, all right. So, oh my goodness, we're getting Zoe Chi is on there. Zoe, are you there? Can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me. I can't hear her. Let me see if we can get Zoe in here. Let's see if we can get her in there. Hey, Zoe.
Hi. Hey.
Nice to see you, Zoe.
Hi, everybody. Hi, James and Brittany.
Where are you?
We are just on a lake in Hudson, Quebec, and we're watching the eclipse. Unfortunately, I'm having a lot of trouble with my trusty eclipse glasses and our phones, but it is absolutely spectacular. I sent Andrew some photos. We had some cloudy skies, but it's clearing up right now. But what do you guys see? It's so. The last thing that we saw was it's like a smile in the sky.
Yeah, I'm gonna show people your photo. Hold on, there. I put it on air. You're on there, and your photo's there. Maybe you can describe this photo of how you took it and what the circumstance was with this photo.
Right. So you'll notice that there's like some cloud cover it was just near the horizon. And so what we did, unfortunately, the best that we could do was we took these solar eclipse glasses and we put it on the back of the phone. and we were able to take the photos like that. That was the best that we could do. And here's Sophie's photo that she just took. I don't know if you can see that.
Hold on. There we go. Oh, yeah. And that's an iPhone 6, I know. That's an old iPhone 6. And look at that. You can still see the crescent shape of the sun very clearly. Very clearly, yeah.
So this is what we're seeing right now. And I'm just going to take a look right now. Oh, wow. So now the smile is on a little bit on the other side. So shadow of the moon is just drifting off to the left side now. So,
you want to try switching the camera to the back end and see if you can zoom in on it live through the phone? Whoa. I think I asked too much. She's gone. She'll have to see if she can call back. Oh, there she is. Hold on, let me see. She's probably joining in. Hey, Zoe. Hey there. Can you hear? Oh, your audio's off. I don't hear you. Oh, there. Okay, so I see you're in the car. Okay. Hold on. Now, no. There it is. Oh, I see. That's the sun. Can you zoom in on it? Is it possible to zoom in? Oh. Yeah, we could see it through. So you're putting up the eclipse glasses in front of the sun. I can see the lakeside there. There's cars going by. I see that. Yeah. Maybe you can zoom in. I don't know if that's possible. Oh my goodness. There we go. This is live, folks. Live from Quebec, Montreal. There's the sunrise through a solar eclipse filtered glasses. Of course, you don't ever stare directly at the sun because of the damaging effects on your eye. You want to protect your eyes, and if you want to stare at the sun, the only safe way is really through solar filtered glasses. That is, solar eclipse glasses are the way to go to directly view the sun. So there you go. That is the sun as it's rising eclipsed in Montreal. Very, very nice. Brittany, let's see how you're looking. Brittany, what can we see there, Brittany?
It's just starting to peek up over the trees in the distance.
Oh, and I hear those geese honking. Those
getting excited also.
They're excited. Even the geese are excited. I love it.
My own little cheering crowd.
And we've also got a feed coming in from the UK. Let's take a look and see if we can see where we are. Let's see. Oh, no feed there. There we are. That is the feed from the United Kingdom. England, there we go. Look at that. Definitely can see there's a big bite taken out of the disk of the sun. And that bite is being taken out by, of course, the moon. Isn't that? And you could see the clouds moving across the sky as well, very, very clearly. Just like to say a big welcome to everyone who's joining us on our solar eclipse broadcast around the world. We're Astronomers Without Borders. I'm your host, Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy, here for AWB. We're so happy you could join us. Isn't this exciting, being able to see the solar eclipse from so many places around the world? Such a vast geographical region that this is visible. It's really showcasing AWB's motto, one people, one sky. We're all, part of humanity, and we're sharing this wonders of this amazing celestial event. Some of us are fortunate enough to have clear skies, be on the right side of the world to see this happen. And while others of us are joining in virtually. And I'm so happy to see people from around the world joining us. We have Tranquil from India joining us. Pat from New Jersey is there. We've got Edith from New Brunswick, Canada, saying she's trying to grab a few photos herself of this. She's in New Brunswick, Canada. This is visible too, a sunrise eclipse. We've got Ankit from Nepal joining us. Thank you, Ankit, for tuning in, being part of this amazing solar eclipse party. We have Olienka from Nigeria, National Coordinator of Astronomers Without Borders from Nigeria. Welcome, Olienka. So glad you could join us. And Ron from Elliott Lake, Ontario. He says I think he's going to be able to maybe see the eclipse, Ron. I hope you get to see it as well. Steve is saying he's waiting for the eclipse to happen where he's located. And we have Marcialago from Colombia, South America, joining us. Welcome. So happy you could be here. We've got George from Cyprus, part of the Kidian Planetarium and Observatory. Welcome, George. So happy to see us. We're looking at the eclipse as it appears over the United Kingdom right now. It's mid-morning there, and the eclipse is underway. You can see the dark silhouette of the moon taking a big bite out of the sun's disk there. We have Gretchen from Arizona joining us, Veronica from Markham, Ontario, and Stavey from Liverpool says it's cloudy where he is. I'm so glad you could join us. At least we could virtually give you a little bit of that eclipse right here during our live stream at Astronomers Without Borders. We've got Lena from Germany, Liz from South Africa. Welcome, welcome. And Aravind from India joining us. Steve from Santa Clarita, California. Lynn from Germany. Oh my gosh, folks everywhere around the world. This is fantastic to see. And let's see where our good friend Brittany is. Brittany, what are you seeing on the lakeside where you are in Ontario, Canada?
Oh, it's so exciting. You can just start to see the very tip of the sun there, just coming over the trees.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Wow, it's beautiful where you are. I wish I could be on that dock with you, Brittany. That is just so awesome.
You're welcome to come join.
Well, you've got lots of people here, lots of people around the world watching this with us together. We're all together, one people, one sky. An eclipse really signifies that. Hey, and I think do we have Zoe here? Zoe, what are you showing us? Hey, Zoe.
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'm not really sure because I can't see. I'm really sorry. I tried on the iPhone, I think it's a 12, and it was really hard to put the glasses. So I'm using my very old Acer phone. And you can see that the eclipse, I can't zoom up, but you can see that it's coming out. We're getting more sun, getting a lot brighter here. Thankfully, a little bit more warmer. So yeah, this is what we're seeing here in Hudson, Quebec.
Looks beautiful. You can see it there. And we've got, we're looking for other feeds that are going to show us a little bit more of The eclipse. The UK one seems to be really, really good. Up northern in the Arctic Canadian region, Iqaluit is not good. It's cloudy there, so unfortunately we won't get any thing. But in Sudbury, whoa, ho, ho, thanks to the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada and time and date, let me just showcase this one. Take a look at this, folks. How about that? How about that as a stunner, guys? Give me a thumbs up if you like that. I don't... That is pretty incredible. Yeah, that is amazing. James, what do you have to say about that? Can you see that?
Yeah, so I just called my partner over, like, check it out, look at this. It's so cool.
Isn't that a beautiful, look at the clouds surrounding. This is like something out of National Geographic or something. This is textbook. Beautiful eclipse, folks. This is from Sudbury, Ontario. Royal Astronomical Society of Canada via the time and our partners timeanddate.com, providing a beautiful feed live. This is probably, I think, the winner so far. The winning shot there. It's incredible. There's some lens effects going on, obviously. This is probably through a very high power telephoto lens attached perhaps to a small telescope, I would guess. It's beautiful because you can really see the clouds around there. Remember, the disk of the sun is about about the same size, about 30 arc minutes across, approximately, same size as the moon's disk. That's why the moons can cover the sun so easily. And look, the reason the sun looks like a crescent moon basically is because of the lunar silhouette. The lunar disk has moved in front of the sun. Isn't that absolutely magnificent? What do you guys think there, eh? I'm getting thumbs up left and right here on the show. People are loving it. This is just a beautiful, again, from Sudbury, Ontario. Just a beautiful, beautiful sight. Loves just watching this. Just beautiful. And we've got, let's see, Brittany. Where are you, Brittany? Let's see you. Oh, yeah, there. And that, so, Brittany, where are you located in relation to Sudbury, Ontario, Brittany?
Yeah, I'm just about 3 hours west.
3 hours
Sudbury.
West. Okay.
So, pretty similar view if I was able to magnify in as they are.
So are you actually seeing it as a crescent?
Yes, right now it just popped, half of it popped in through the clouds, so I just see the bottom half of the crescent.
That's incredible. Let's go back to seeing Sudbury too. There we are. There's the feed. Just absolutely magnificent. There you go. They've actually zoomed it in a little bit. Zoomed it in. Sherry is saying, wow. She loves what she's seeing. Mumpy says, amazing. Yeah, I think so. Manuela says, best so far. I totally agree. This Sudbury, Ontario one is a winner. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough of this. And you can see the shimmering effect from the atmosphere. Remember, the sun is actually very low to the horizon. This is a shot that's, it's not necessarily the easiest, but it is a very spectacular one because of the location of the sun near the eastern horizon. So it's rising right now, very low, only a few degrees above the local horizon. This is again from Sudbury, Ontario, that we're watching this from. Just beautiful. And I can see all of you guys are agreeing with me. Just a fantastic shot. Love seeing where you're all watching from. This is great. from all around the world, live. And you can see that this is a live shot. It's not a still, because you can see the shimmering effect. If you look at the edge of the crescent, you can clearly see that's the shimmering effect from the atmosphere. The sunlight has to travel through a thick part of the atmosphere because it's very low to the ground, the sun, from this vantage point. And so you're looking through a very thick column of the Earth's atmosphere, and that's causing this blurring effect. It's pretty much the same thing as if you would throw a penny into the bottom of a swimming pool, and then you're looking at that penny. You wouldn't see that penny very clearly, would you? You would actually see it kind of wavy and shimmering. And that is that wavy, blurry effect. That's the same thing that's happening here with this view from the sun, seeing the edge of the limb of the sun. You can see how it's kind of waving, and that is really, that blurring effect is caused by that low appearance. Just like how for Brittany's view over here, you can see there's clouds, there's little thin layers of clouds here and there, but that's not really, preventing a view that much. And Brittany, right? I mean, those clouds, Brittany, those aren't too bad. I mean, you're getting to see the sun poke through between them, right?
Yes, exactly. It's spectacular. I wish I could zoom in for you.
Well, that's how we've got views. Okay, I've got Zoe here as well. Let me see if I can get her on here. Zoe, let's see if we can. Zoe, what are we looking at?
Hi, so here is the view from Hudson, Quebec. Is that clear for you guys? I don't know.
No, well, it's through what smartphone are you using there?
I'm using the Acer. I have to admit, I was using a iPhone 12, and I have to tell you, the raised camera is really not ideal with the glasses. I think next time I would have stuck the filter onto the camera. That probably would have been better. So just if you guys have an iPhone 12, you'll notice that the lenses are kind of raised. So we've taken some photos with the iPhone, but this is really for broadcast. This is the best that I can get for you all. Sorry.
That's okay, because we've got Sudbury. I'm going to put Sudbury on just for a second here. Take a look at that, guys. Sudbury's still
gorgeous.
Awesome shot. Sudbury's got an awesome shot. I don't know, Zoe, you can see that.
It's beautiful. That's exactly what we're seeing, but it's through our glasses.
Yeah, through your glasses. Right. So it's just interesting seeing the different shots. Zoe, we can see. Well, it's dark now, but look, Brittany's also there. Brittany's got a beautiful sunrise coming up. And I'm going to take a look at, while you're watching Brittany, I'm going to be looking to see what other shots there are. We've got a feed from the UK again here. This is the UK. You can see some clouds moving forward. There you can see the big bite of the sun. But look at that. Do you notice, guys, how different the sun looks from the UK? Across the Atlantic, the sun isn't as covered. The bite that the moon is taking out is much smaller than what we would see in Canada. Very, very different, because in Sudbury, we get to see something more like this. A much bigger bite from Sudbury, Canada. Ontario, Canada. Again, we want to thank timeanddate.com, our partners, on an amazing view of this solar eclipse. And just a reminder, the next solar eclipse is on December 4th, 2021. And we've got an opportunity for lucky people who could buy tickets on a wonderful bucket list adventure of going to see the next eclipse from Antarctica on December 4th, an Antarctic total solar eclipse. James, maybe you can tell us a little bit on the the deal that we have for AWB members?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we wanted to get behind you guys and support you guys, and obviously alleviate the cost that is going on such a trip like this. So we've got a 25% off deal for anybody that inquires through, that is an AWB member. So we'll put the inquiry details Facebook page and share it with everybody. But if you're really excited to go, this is probably the most affordable way of going to see the solar eclipse on an expedition ship in Antarctica. So it's great value, and it's just our way of saying thank you and sharing with the community. So in addition to as well, 10% of the funds that come from the bookings that we receive will go back to the community to help AWB's mission of spreading sustainable astrotourism throughout the world and sharing the love that we have for eclipses. And I'm watching it right now, and it's very distracting, and I can't talk very well while I'm watching the eclipse. But if you are interested in coming to Antarctica with us to watch the next one, we'd very much love you to have on board, and hopefully the discount can help you get there.
No, I'm distracted too here, James, because it's just beautiful watching this feed come in. It's just spectacular. Brittany, what's it like for you there?
Oh, it's been great. It just popped behind another little portion of cloud, but I can still see the top and the bottom part of the crescent.
Arvid is saying magnificent capture. Manuela from Cyprus says, you guys are lucky to see it. There you go, from Cyprus, Brittany. What do you think of that? People around the world, from Nepal, Cyprus, Colombia, Brittany, they're all watching your feed.
That's so exciting. Thank you.
It is so wonderful. Oh, Margaret says, watching the partial here in London, getting glimpses through the clouds. Yes, this is a beautiful sunrise. And here we are in Sudbury, Ontario. Just a beautiful, look at the cloud. I think it's actually magical when the cloud goes in front of it. James, don't you think? Look at that view.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It gives a lot different perspective, that's for sure.
Yeah, I find it brings it alive. It gives it a three-dimensional appearance.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of blows your mind because it looks like a moon, but it's the opposite way around. And yeah, and also I think this is the most people have ever watched a sunrise with. So thanks very much for the opportunity.
It is, and thank you to timeanddate.com and Royal Astronomical Society of Canada out there in Sudbury, Ontario, my fellow Canucks there. Just an absolutely beautiful view, and we're so lucky to have folks out there who've taken the time to set up their equipment and stake out these spots, just like yourself, Brittany. To be able to do this is a fantastic opportunity to showcase this to the world and really talk about, also think about the idea that we do share the heritage of the sky, the night sky, the celestial objects, all of us around the world. When we look up at the sky, we see the same stars, we see the same moon and the sun. In this case, we're seeing the moon and the sun together, combined. These events have meant so much to humanity since the most ancient times. Cultures around the world have, staked importance on these events. And going back thousands of years, we have records of eclipses, and it's meant a lot to cultures. It has different kinds of meanings. Some were bad omens, some were good omens. They had stories, very magnificent stories attached to these events in many different cultures. And here we are in the 21st century. I think it's absolutely amazing. And we've got we're not talking professional scientists. We're talking average people who have a passion for the sky, coming out and bringing their equipment, whatever they have, telescopes or be it smartphones, and showing what one of nature's most amazing spectacles are, bringing it to you live through this amazing thing we call the internet. It's just blows my mind that here we are. James, where are you located, James?
Yeah, Brisbane, Australia. So
Brisbane,
what is it? It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock at night here. So probably the furthest place on the planet from the eclipse right now. But that's why technology is so good. We can just go and share all the different ones around the world with each other. And I think in 2023, there's a total solar eclipse in Exmouth in Western Australia, which is the other side of the country. So I can't wait to go and see that one as well.
Yeah, I mean it's right. That's right. You are on the other side of the world watching this. You're not able to go outside and look at this spectacular event. But through the beauty of the internet, we can share this view and multiple views. And this is what's also incredible is that here we are. Look at Brittany's view there in Ontario, Canada. Just Brittany, that's spectacular. Look at that sunrise.
Oh, it's stunning, Andrew. I'm so happy I made it out here.
There you go. And once you've tasted an eclipse, you want to get more. There you go. And that's the view closer up. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And look at those little clouds coming in through the front end there, just in front of the eclipse. Lazily just moving across the disk of the sun. And so this is an actually magical moment, really. I mean, celestially speaking, this really showcases the celestial mechanics at play of the solar system, where the moon is moving in front of the disk of the sun. I mean, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in near perfect alignment right here. And that's what allows us to see this very unusual sight of the sun being covered. Now, for folks that are watching this, that are actually physically experiencing it, it's not actually getting any darker, really very much noticeably darker, with the disk of the moon only partially covering the sun. The moon would have to cover at least 90% of the disk of the sun for there to be any noticeable darkness to begin to happen. This is something that, with a solar eclipse glasses, simple solar filters, taking photographs through a thin layer of clouds, you can even view it briefly with the eye if there's enough layer of clouds in between you and the sun. This is something that is viewable even without having any magnification necessarily. Here's Kiel saying, so happy we have the internet. Thank you for sending this cloudy day here in Western Norway. Yes, we've noticed that there's some clouds going through there. That's why I think these are some of the best. Thank you very much, Royal Astronomical Society of Canada in Sudbury, showcasing, I think, one of the most spectacular views here. And of course, getting back to Brittany and video there as well. Just fantastic views. While we watch Brittany's views, we'll see what others there are coming in. Here's another view coming in from North Bay, Ontario. Again, through a telescope. It can be tricky getting the right views, but you can clearly see that the disk of the sun is covered by the moon. In this other view, that's from North Bay. Here, the I love hearing the birds, Brittany. The nature is coming alive, isn't it, at sunrise?
It is, yes. Everyone.
We're looking around. I am searching. I'm located in Montreal, Canada. And we've had some views from Montreal. Very nice. Via Zoe Chi, our executive director at AWB, who is out at a lakeside locally here, has been able to see some nice views. We've got another feed coming from the UK. This is not Sudbury. Let me just take that off there. There you go. Clouds, lots of clouds you could see there. It seems like around in Europe, there are clouds sweeping across the skies, making it maybe perhaps a little bit more challenging to get views. But look at that. That's really impressive, seeing that bite taken out of the disk of the sun right there. It's currently 6:09 a.m. Eastern Time in North America, 10:09 a.m. in Universal Time. The eclipse is still underway around the world, still visible. The moon's disk is still moving across the solar disk. Greetings from Malaysia. We've got an astronomy club, plenty out there. Astronomy club, welcome. Thank you for joining us on our broadcast. Lynn says, we have clouds here in Germany. Thank you for the broadcast and the magnificent views. It's absolutely our pleasure. And we want to give a big shout out to our partners, timeanddate.com, for helping us get these amazing live streams and sharing it with AWB. Joining the party is Rihanna saying amazing. I love seeing the comments. What do you guys think of these beautiful views? Steve is saying sun is in Belgium getting set up. Of course, getting some views. We've got a viewer from Nuuk, Greenland. I wonder if you're seeing the eclipse. How is it looking from there? In Greenland, I wonder. I'd love to hear. Love to hear. And if you're just joining us, we're Astronomers Without Borders. This is our Solar Eclipse Facebook Live. We're looking at live feeds of the June 10th annular solar eclipse as it appears across the world in North America and Europe in various locations. It's absolutely amazing views. We've got Linda from Edinburgh, Scotland. It says it's sunny here. Andrew, well, if you can, I wonder if you can see some of that eclipse. It should be visible from your location, at least a partial eclipse. Aaron from Ireland says it's not visible where he is either right now. But luckily, we've got multiple views. Let's check in on Brittany's view. Beautiful. I said, look at that. Wow. Love that sunrise. Now imagine, folks, seeing something like this from Antarctica, from off of a cruise ship, and seeing a total eclipse. And that's going to be something different, because that, of course, a total solar eclipse is when the entire disk of the sun moves, is completely covered by the moon, and it actually causes a brief moment of darkness. That is something pretty incredible too in itself. And you may be lucky enough to join. We've James. We've got something special, right, planned for folks who are going to be on that voyage to Antarctica. Maybe tell us a little bit more about what that voyage is going to be like. How long is it, and what can people expect?
Yeah, so the voyage leaves on the 29th of November and it goes 14 days. So the first couple of days are going from Ushuaia, which is the most southern port in South America, traveling a few days to the zone of totality, which is going to be just northeastern of the Antarctic Peninsula. And that's where we'll get the ship set up for the eclipse. We'll have Dr. John Mason on board. He'll be our astronomer in residence that's going to be educating and helping everybody get the most out of their experience. And then once the eclipse has happened, we'll be doing a bit of an exploration route to the Antarctic Peninsula. So going down to bypass Elephant Island, which is famous for its history with Ernest Shackleton. That's where he left his men to go find rescue, where he paddled a rowboat all the way to South Georgia. And then from there, we'll head into the Weddell Sea, which is a place that not many people get to go. Most of the Antarctic journeys are on the other side of the peninsula. So we really want to get that exploration and get that unique kind of part of the world that not many people get to see, along with the whole, I guess, voyage of seeing things, unique things around the world, like the eclipse in Antarctica. And then once we've gone to the Weddell Sea, we'll head back to the western side of the Antarctic Peninsula, where we'll slowly make our way down the Antarctic Peninsula for a few days before heading back. And so because we're on an expedition ship, that's the type of ship that actually means you get off the ship. So we've got a specialised program that's run on board by the Ocean Endeavour Company. Thanks, Brittany. and essentially, the program maximises your time off the ship. So there's less than 200 people on board. So it is a very unique, closed. I don't know the right word for it. It's you experience it with a very small community of people, and really being able to experience it hands-on. And this time of the year is the time that the baby penguins are hatching. There's still a lot of ice and snow on all the landings. And essentially you'll go to one landing in the morning, get off the ship, spend a few hours either on the land or on the little Zodiac boats going around the bays. And then you'll get back on board, head to another place in the afternoon and do the same thing. And so for a few days, all day, weather depending, you'll be off the ship at penguin colonies, Antarctic bases, feeling like a real adventurer and actually getting to experience it rather than just seeing it from a boat as it passes by. So it's going to be probably one of the most immersive experiences from both the Antarctic side to the exploration side to the eclipse side that you could ever have, which is why we wanted to run a promo for the Astronomers Without Borders and welcome everybody on board to enjoy it.
That's fantastic, James. What an opportunity for people to see a solar eclipse from one of the most extreme places, remote places in the world, on the other side of the world, literally from where we are watching right now this eclipse, today's eclipse unfold. It's literally going to be on the other side, of the opposite side of the world. And it is going to be even more stunning. Hard to believe, seeing some of these amazing views. Here's another view coming in from North Bay. Let me get this up here on our feed here. North Bay, Ontario. This is about 3 hours west of where Brittany is located. And look at that. Look at the view. You can clearly see the clouds moving in front of the disk of the sun. And it's incredible. I mean, this is a spectacular scene. But a total eclipse is even more spectacular because it's there's a darkness that descends on the environment around the observer for a few minutes during totality. Those precious few minutes changes the entire environment, and there's this hush that comes over the crowd that you'll probably be with the fellow passengers on board. James, I got to tell you, I was very lucky. I witnessed my first total eclipse back in 2017 in just north of Charleston, South Carolina. The Great American Eclipse. that went from Oregon right through to South Carolina, through the heart of the United States. And I was luckily enough, I staked out a spot on a beach just north of Charleston, South Carolina, and I was with literally tens of thousands of other people who made that trek to this beach. It was cloudy for most of the day, and we were really down. We were really down. We thought, this is it. We made all this 3-day voyage from Montreal, Canada by car with my kids. We rented out a house, everything, with some friends. I even managed to get some friends from Germany. I convinced them with their family to come and join us for this eclipse, saying, come on, you got to see this total eclipse. And I convinced them to make that trip. And, we were waiting all day. We got to the beach. We were the first ones, super early. It was a midday eclipse, right? I think it was around like 2 p.m. And it was like, we were there 5 a.m, got all our beach wear, staked out our claim on the beach, best spot. Being the amateur astronomer I am, I got my app out. I knew exactly where the sun was going to sweep in above my sky. I was ready, and I had everybody else around me ready. And they were like, I'm the amateur astronomer, so they're all looking to me to go, I've got this covered. I know Andrew knows what he's talking about, so this it's got to be good. And then the whole day, the sun came out in the morning. We were there for sunrise, looked great, very promising, and then the clouds started rolling in, and we were like totally with clouds. All that you just see, it's not fun being a parent, seeing my 2 girls, they were like 8 and 9 years old, and going, Daddy, where's this eclipse? Can we see the eclipse through the clouds? I go, no, not really, not through the clouds. And then my friend's going, well, you did check the forecast. I said, yeah, and it's supposed to be pretty, we should be okay. No, as the hours rolled through in the morning, the clouds kind of even thickened up a bit, and it was like, this isn't looking good. What's going to happen? And there were lots of other people around, like I said, tens of thousands. And then and I'm not joking, about 15 minutes before the actual eclipse happened, the clouds parted, and lo and behold, we saw that we saw the eclipse unfold, and it was very much like this view here that we're getting from North Bay, Ontario. This is how it looked, with clouds moving through. I had my solar eclipse glasses on, everybody. And we saw the moon slowly but surely totally eclipse the sun. And there was this hush on the crowd as it was the few moments before totality set in. And you could see there was just a little bit of the sun visible, a little shimmering. And we had the diamond ring effect and everything. And then as soon as darkness hit, there was this enormous roar that came up from the beach. Like, it was like for miles around, you could see the beach was packed. I don't know for how long, but there was enormous amounts. It's like a rock concert, and the energy was palpable. What you could see, looking at what was happening in the sky, it was just incredible to experience something like that, have my children there, have my wife was there, friends were there, and just even total strangers, and we were just looking at each other. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. And I have to tell you, I think most likely for most of us, this was probably the first eclipse that the vast majority of those people had seen in their life. And here we are experiencing this, one of those most amazing natural phenomenons, something that nature's putting on, visible to us, just like what we're watching, here on these feeds, live feeds here. But total darkness, like it was like incredible. Everything dark. It looked like evening twilight when the total eclipse set in. And you could start hearing crickets in the bushes on the side of the beach. There was a thunderstorm off in the distance. Lightning was visible. I mean, I mean, this is something like you'd think it was something like an amusement park ride or something. I can't. It's very hard to describe the emotion, the views that you see, but it's unreal. And so I get all, I'm sure people in the camera, I don't know if you could feel it. I'm totally, even just thinking back to what I experienced in 2017 with the total eclipse is something like I saw it once and I can hardly wait to go and see it again. Now I'm pegging 2024, of course. In 2024 in North America, we're going to have another great eclipse on April 8th. It's going to go through Texas all the way through Quebec. Here in Montreal, Quebec, where I am, it should be visible as well. The totality, that little strip of darkness that where the moon completely covers the sun, that will happen. But you don't have to wait 3 years for an eclipse. They happen around every 6 months. And not all of them are total eclipses, though. But we're very lucky because there is another total eclipse, but it's happening in Antarctica. And that's what James, of course, with Chimu Adventures, have set up an amazing opportunity, probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see something so magical. I mean, I saw it from the beach of South Carolina, and I thought that was magical. But imagine seeing, I'm trying to, put this wrap my brain around it, of what it would be like to see it from Antarctica, from one of these places that so few people have ever experienced. And it's not just about the eclipse, of course. It's about seeing the wildlife, the nature at its rawest form, and it's, with no pollution and no light pollution too, and no other forms of, I mean, it's a pristine environment. And to have the privilege to see that, I mean, of course, you have to buy a ticket. It's a commitment, but it's something that if you can do it, if it's something that you've been thinking about, and it's something that's on your bucket list of seeing a total eclipse, and you have the means to do it, this is the opportunity, I think, to really experience a total eclipse unlike anything else. And I'm sure, James, when you go on a trip like this, there's how many people can be accommodated? Remind me.
Yeah, so on the ship there's less than 200. I think it's 197, 200. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. So that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, that's kind of customized to Antarctic travel, because there's very strict sustainability rules around what you can and can't do in Antarctica, where you can only have up to 100 people at a landing place at a time. So having 200 or less allows us to have 100 people on the land, 100 people on the water. Everybody is off the ship the entire time. But what it also creates is this really kind of isolated, immersive environment, so that it's not like a typical tourist place where you might be surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of other people. You are there by yourself with 200 of your closest shipmates on what is really and quite an adventure. And I think you painted it really well before in your adventure with your daughters down to see the last total eclipse. And it kind of seemed like a bit of a movie scene where you didn't know what was going to happen. It was a bit unpredictable. Last minute, all the clouds kind of dispersed just to allow you to witness this grand moment instead of having disappointed little girls and then, the lightning storm and stuff like that. And it really sets the scene of what it could be in any scenario, but also the dedication that comes from traveling to see an eclipse and the adventure around it. And it's incredible that such a natural phenomenon can bring together so many people from so many different walks of life to experience that. Antarctica will kind of be the epitome of what it is for an eclipse-based adventure to the end of the world. Really,
exactly.
So,
and James, I mean, I'm thinking about this. You're on a ship with just over 200 whatever people. you're on a voyage to the end of the world, basically, and you're going to experience something so magical as an eclipse. You're going to make new friends. You're going to make, that's a bonding experience, isn't it? With those other passengers. I'm sure there's stories of friendships that develop out of something like that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, my partner and I went to Antarctica on the sister ship of the Ocean Endeavour in February 2019, and well, not only is it a life-changing in terms of everything you expect is not even close to the reality. But yeah, there's a lot of people that we met on board that I still talk to today. And you do. I mean, the fact you don't have your phones to distract you, the only people you have to experience such an overwhelming time is the friends you meet on board, and you can't take those memories away. So even though you go to your own sides of the world, you still keep in touch from time to time. I think social media really helps with that stuff, but you'll always have that moment that you shared together.
It's fantastic stuff. I'm just looking at the feeds that we're getting. This one is from North Bay, Ontario, again, Canada, courtesy of timeanddate.com and the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. Here you can see multiple feeds that I am looking at. Norway, there is Norway here, North Bay, another camera. Sudbury, Ontario, Iqaluit up north in the Arctic, totally socked in. Unfortunately, the actual Ring of Fire eclipse, we haven't actually seen any of it. It looks like the weather just hasn't cooperated with those views. Sudbury looks just magnificent. You can see here, there we go, just a beautiful view of the eclipse from there. And Brittany is over there. Brittany, are you still there?
I'm still here, yeah, enjoying the view.
Look at the birds flying across the sky, the shimmering water. You're all set up there.
Yeah, I could just stay here all day.
Just another day in the office for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, you can make this a habit, right? Live streaming eclipses, right, Brittany?
I think so. Yeah.
We've got Hafez from Malaysia joining us, a fellow AWB member from Malaysia. So wonderful to join us, a national coordinator, wonderful member of our community. Hafez, so wonderful that you can join us. Shaborna from Milton, Ontario says she saw it from Milton. That's not too far from Toronto, for those of you that are wondering where that is. Milton is not too far from there, a smaller town. Thank you for the eclipse glasses, Mr. Fazekas. Yes, I did manage to send some eclipse glasses to folks across Canada and northeast US. Try to equip as many people to be able to see this. I'm so happy I could help you out. Imen from Tunisia. Hey, well, look at that. Seeing us from Tunisia. So nice of you to join us. We've got Carol from Stratford, Ontario. Good morning to you. It's a special morning. It's a solar eclipse sunrise. That's right. COVID restrictions. Margaret is asking how, I think this is towards you, James. Margaret's asking about, I believe, that Antarctic solar eclipse cruise. Can you give us an idea of pricing, and what about COVID restrictions, particularly? That's a great question. How is that impacting this voyage potentially?
Yeah, that's a very good question. In terms of the pricing, with USD and the discount, we're looking anywhere from 11,300 all the way up to 16,000. Now that depends on the cabin category. So the most affordable option will be around 11,000, and then if you're looking for something a bit more comfortable, a bit more fancy, maybe you want to go for a suite, it does go up from there. In terms of the COVID situation, we are monitoring that very, very closely as we develop into the year. And every country is a lot different. Obviously, the USA is a lot further ahead in their vaccine rollout than, say, Australia is. And so first and foremost, it'll depend on where you're coming from. But as the ship operator ourselves, we've got two things that are probably important to know. One is sailing with confidence. Now, this means on the ship itself, everybody needs to ensure that they have a COVID test before they go on. And we have extra medical staff on board. We have a quarantine area. We've got heightened sanitation centres and requirements as well. And we've put into place many more protocols to make sure that it is the most sanitary and safe voyage than it can be possible in accordance with international rules and regulations. The other thing that we've got going for us as well is a book with assurance policy, which basically states that if for whatever reason COVID interferes with the voyage and we unfortunately will have to can't have certain people on board, or for whatever reason something affects the voyage, then we'll be able to reallocate you to another voyage at no cost. So there is that assurance that you won't lose your booking if COVID does take effect, but in the great possibility that you'll be able to travel, which is obviously the hope for everybody, we've really heightened the sanitation requirements on board to ensure that everybody is safe and has a fantastic trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, James, you're talking about the with how the COVID situation is. It seems like it's getting better in a lot of places there. Like I know here in Canada and, in the US too, but in Canada here, I can speak to my region. It's like there's a lot of vaccination rates are going up and, people are really having a positive attitude towards how things are going to be looking really bright in terms of travel too. I mean, what are you hearing on that? You're in the travel industry, so this is directly impacting.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely watching it closely because it has a huge effect on the tourism industry worldwide. And I'm definitely not an expert on this, but if you do look at the numbers, some countries are way ahead than other countries, and you're seeing that with those countries like the UK, the US, even Chile, the cases are going way down. Borders are opening. The ability to travel is either there or on the horizon, and it seems to be the case with the more vaccines that are within the population. We're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel grow and grow and grow and grow. Here in Australia, we are ramping up. I think we're a little bit further behind than, say, the UK or the US. But if we can take those countries and a few other countries that have really accelerated vaccine rollout programs as an example, it really looks like things are getting better much, much quicker. And we are quite confident in the upcoming season that it will sail, particularly because of, North America is starting to open up, Europe's starting to look at opening up, especially the UK and multiple other countries around the world. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm pretty confident for the months ahead.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's it. We need, and people have this pent up desire to travel. I mean, this is the big thing, is people want to go out and experience things, not necessarily go to big cities. They're looking for nature too, being able to experience the beauty of nature. I mean, look at where Brittany is. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I think people are just dying to go, especially those around living in cosmopolitan areas, big cities. They want to get out and experience the world again and see nature. And James, you've been in this industry for a while. I mean, and you personally have gone on some of these adventure trips around. What are you noticing in terms of that, of people looking for experiences in nature, something like this eclipse, and going to a real wilderness area like Antarctic?
Yeah, it seems to be the new hot topic in travel, understandably so. Everybody and every type of person obviously has their different likes and dislikes, but what we are seeing is a massive spike in people wanting to travel to places off the beaten path, places a bit more isolated, a bit more unique, and also some of those things that have always been on the bucket list. The one day I hope I can get to doing it. Now, I think being locked down and having the past 18 months that we've had, people are prioritizing that and thinking, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, things that come to mind are, in the Australian outback or Patagonia, Antarctica, these places that are really kind of these bucket list items that are away from the crowds, in nature, seem to be at the forefront of where travel is heading, or at least where people are really looking to travel once they're able to. And I mean, I'm talking from an Australian perspective, but yeah, there seems to be a lot of pent up desire to, as soon as the border opens, we're going to go traveling. So understandably, I imagine that's the case around the world.
So if people are just while you were explaining that, I was just trying to put together something here that people can check out for themselves on more information. We'll have a link in the comment section after the show. But if you visit Astronomers Without Borders website, here you can see this is a screenshot of our front page. You just go to astronomerswithoutborders.org, O-R-G, astronomerswithoutborders.org, and you can check out all about our organization. We do good around the world, bringing STEM education to underserved communities around the world. You may have heard of us distributing Eclipse glasses to many different regions, like in Argentina and Chile for their eclipse, to Ethiopia. Even during the COVID pandemic, we were able to bring eclipse glasses around the world in tens of thousands of them to people who otherwise would not be able to see an eclipse. We bring telescopes to areas where teachers would like to do, explore the night sky with students. But we've got all that information you can check out on our website, and you'll see a link to here a little image of the cruise ship going to Antarctica from Chimu Adventures. And this is one of those things that if you can get more information, you click on that link, and it takes you to a site where you can actually get more information. Very easy, no commitment on your part. You could just read and find out, get the appropriate information so you can make that decision on what you would like. And you can just add yourself there to a list of, and off you go and get some information and see if you can, if this is something for you, an adventure like this on your bucket list, perhaps. It's a lot of fun, I can tell you. Let's see what the eclipse is right now in Sudbury, Ontario, via our friends at Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. Yeah, we can still see that crescent sun. The crescent sun, very nicely visible. Let's see if we can widen that view. Courtesy of our friends at timeanddate.com, who set up multiple live streams around the world and working with us here at Astronomers Without Borders, finding resources, finding people around the world who are able to share graciously their views of this wonderful solar eclipse. Brittany, how's it going over there? Let's check on Brittany, how she's doing. Brittany, can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, doing well. The sun, it's getting higher up there.
Can you still see some of the eclipse going on?
Not too much.
Yeah, now it's kind of starting to head off the disk of the sun, and it's brightening quite a bit there.
Yes, it's very bright here.
Wow, just beautiful, beautiful view. And not too far away from where you are, through telescopic views, this is the view through a telescope. You can see clearly the entire disk of the sun with the moon's disk silhouette, dark silhouette, the new moon. The moon is in new phase today. And that's why it's not visible. It's not lit. The disk is not illuminated so that we would see it, but it's moved in front of the sun. And this happens about every 6 months. And some people ask, why don't we see a solar eclipse like this every month? Why don't we when the moon is new? Why doesn't it line up? That's because the moon's orbit is slightly tilted in respect to the orbit of the Earth around the sun. And it's also egg-shaped. It's elliptical shaped. So there are moments when the moon is a little bit closer to the sun, or closer to the Earth, or sometimes a little bit farther away from the Earth. And usually every month, the moon is either above the new moon when the moon reaches its new phase, where it's kind of invisible to us. It's not illuminated. It's either above the disk of the sun or below the disk of the sun. So it doesn't move in front of it, only rarely. We are generally about once every 6 months or so. And when that happens, sometimes the moon is closer to Earth than other times. Then if that happens, if that coincides perfectly, and it's in front of the sun, the moon, we get what's called a total eclipse of the sun, where the entire disk of the sun is covered by the moon. So you don't see any of the sun during totality. That's the few minutes where it actually gets dark, the environment around you. And then there is what's called an annular eclipse, when the moon's disk is a little bit smaller than the sun's disk. And that is when you see a ring of sunshine, of sunlight, poke out around the disk of the moon. And that is sometimes referred to as the ring of fire. It's a really spectacular type of eclipse. That's what we had this morning. That was visible in the high Arctic regions in northern Canada. It seems like our cameras were showing there were lots of clouds. No cameras seemed to be, that we had access to at least, had visibility of the total, the actual annular ring eclipse. But we've definitely had great views of the partial eclipse from different parts of the world, from the UK, from Norway, from Canada, definitely. We had views from Montreal, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, really beautiful views from the UK as well. Just gorgeous. This one is really nice too. Steve says that his son did get a picture. Please do share that, Steve, with us here at AWB. Just share that with us on Facebook or Twitter. We'd love to see that, what folks are taking pictures of with the eclipse. It's really neat. And you don't need too much equipment now either to be able to take some nice pictures. So looks like we are going to be wrapping up in the next few minutes. We're just going to look around to see what other views there are around. Definitely. There are views still. I still love Brittany's view. That is just gorgeous. Look at that. There's a little bit of cloud just moving in front of the sun. And it's still eclipsed a little bit. You still see a little. So it's moving off the disk of the sun. The height of the eclipse has happened. And we can see that it's still happening in Sudbury, thanks to the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, showing us this view. Really beautiful. Beautiful view. So let me finally, I guess, bring in James. My friend, here we are. We've witnessed another eclipse. And I have a feeling next time we're going to be talking about the total eclipse in Antarctica. It's going to be really interesting. You and I have been talking about plans of seeing how we can really share this with folks around the world. get people excited about it, and also be able to follow this magnificent journey there with folks. I think we're going to see what we can set up between AWB and Chimu Adventures on how we can get people really to take a peek at what this amazing adventure is like. And I know you guys have other things up your sleeve, don't you? I mean, the one in December is not the only things. There's other things in the works, right? I mean, you guys are interested in astronomical experiences.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you and I have been working on the this eclipse and spreading the word for quite a few months, and we're actually drawing, within 5 months, 6 months now until the next one. So it's very, very much on the horizon. Other things, that's kind of been, from a Chimu perspective, our entry point into astronomy-based tours, and I think, and I don't see us slowing down at all. One of the things we've done this year is offer flights out of Australia to see the Southern Lights, which is the same as the Northern Lights, but over the South Magnetic Pole. And the beauty of that is the person is able to fly from their city 12 hours, say Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, or Perth, 12 hours down to the South Magnetic Pole. And then basically, because there's no other aeroplanes, we've been able to turn off all the lights, including the emergency navigation lights, and basically just chase the lights. You're above the clouds, weather doesn't have an issue, and we're on a free flight path. So we've been able to, and I know I'm doing this kind of dance in front of the camera, but that's what it's like. You see it and you go, and it's one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. And then that's developed also due to Australians most likely not being able to go on the ship this for the eclipse this summer. Summer for us. We're looking at the possibility of chartering a plane to fly over the Ross Sea from Australia, line up perfectly over the clouds to see the eclipse from the air as well as the sea, and then fly back to Australia. So even though it's this big international trip, technically it doesn't break any COVID rules that are in Australia, and it counts as a domestic flight. So I think we'll be the only company in the world that's doing the Antarctic eclipse from both air and sea. So we're really trying to maximize people's ability to see this incredible, I guess, eclipse that's going to be upon us in a few months' time. And I don't see us slowing down. Obviously, any other eclipses or astronomical events that are going to be over Antarctica or South America will definitely be involved in. And the Aurora flights out of Australia are going to be a yearly thing as well. So the last year has been quite a dive for us into astronomical-based tours that still feature our speciality, which is Latin America and Antarctica. So it's been fantastic.
So here on the screen, James, I've put on the information. If people go to astronomerswithoutborders.org, you'll see the advertisement there. We'll have a poster of the voyage. Click on it. You'll be taken to this site here. And what can people do here? Like, they could just click, I guess, on Count Me In, and then they can add their information.
Yeah, so this is just the I guess, Astronomers Without Borders inquiry form, so that we know anybody within the community that is interested in receiving the discount, we can keep track of where they come from. So you click on that, you answer a few questions, your name, and also your best contact information, if you're interested in coming aboard, if so, what cabin category, and all the other information that we need. And then once that form's completed, I think it only takes maybe 3 or 4 minutes. It'll be sent directly to us to say either I'm interested in learning more about the trip or I'm keen on going, and then we'll liaise with you to hopefully get you on board if you're keen on coming around, and then also be able to apply that discount to you as an AWB member. So yeah.
That's really cool. And I'm showing the brochure that's attached to it. People can just link. It's linked right there. So people can just get that easily off of the site. It's right there. Even the itinerary is there, showing the voyage, the way it's going to be going, the route, the path that it's following. There's the highlights given, the itinerary, the day, what's being done on a day where you're at sea. You're going to see the total eclipse, go to Elephant Island, Weddell Sea, Antarctic Peninsula. It's all there. So all the information is there. It's available on the site very easily. So I encourage folks. We'll have the link in the comment section. So just look out for that, and just visit our site, astronomerswithoutborders.org, and you'll see the link to this amazing opportunity there. And remember that part of the proceeds, 10% of the proceeds of the sales, go directly to support AWB's outreach efforts around the world, where we, basically penetrate underserved communities around the world doing good using astronomy. And that's what we're known around the world to be doing. And we want to thank Chimu Adventures for supporting us and giving also a wonderful discount for AW members. And so if you want that discount, it's easy. Just become a member. It's free with Astronomers Without Borders, and you can avail yourself to amazing opportunities like this. And we'll be offering many others as well, I'm sure. James, I want to thank you so much for being part of this show. It's been absolutely wonderful seeing you again, my friend.
Thanks very much for having me and talking about the trip, and also having Brittany on board. She's with the Ocean Endeavour Company as well, which helps put together all the operations for the Antarctic eclipse trip. So yeah, it's been a real pleasure to watch this eclipse with you.
It has. It's a really special thing, and I hope one day we could actually do this together in person. That would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you'll have to come to Australia in 2023 and we can watch the one in Exmouth. And also, I don't know if you know about Exmouth, but it sits on the Ningaloo Reef as well, which is like a pristine version of the Great Barrier Reef. So there's lots of adventure to be had then as well.
That sounds awesome. That's awesome. And Brittany, are you still there? Hey!
Still here.
Brittany, listen, thank you so much for joining us on this amazing total eclipse virtual adventure here with us on our Facebook Live.
Oh, you're most welcome. It's been so nice to share my view with you all.
Yeah, I see the clouds moving in. That's almost on cue as we're finishing up our Facebook Live. It's like the curtains are being drawn out on cue as we finish our broadcast.
It does look like that.
What a beautiful way to finish. And Brittany, I wanted to thank you so much for being part of this. And thank you again for everything that you're doing, for helping AWB, Astronomers Without Borders. James, you as well. It really has been a pleasure to be working with you over the last few months on getting this amazing opportunity, this bucket list type of lifetime adventure of seeing a total eclipse and getting that information out there, sharing a total eclipse. I mean, even those vast majority who are not going to be able to attend in person, to get people to appreciate what the night sky and what celestial events are about. A solar eclipse is one of the most amazing events that a person can see. And even virtually, here we are bringing the world together thanks to technology, digital technology. We all saw this eclipse together. Thank you very much, guys, again.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew. I look forward to next time.
Definitely.
Yes.
Bye,
Most
James.
welcome.
Bye, Brittany. Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
You too, guys.
See you later.
So This is fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for all of you around the world watching this. It's been a blast. It's been so amazing to share this with people from all. We're going to be looking at the chat. Keep putting in the comments. We're looking at it. If you have any questions for James or Brittany, I'll be able to pass those on to them. If you have any questions about the voyage, anything about solar eclipse, we'll be able to answer those. Thank you so much for joining us for a few moments out of your day on this very special event around the world. I want to put a big shout out to our other partner other than Chimu, of course, Chimu Adventures, but also timeanddate.com for really providing us with stellar views of this beautiful solar eclipse, the annual solar eclipse that we've seen today. It's very special, and we look forward to many other amazing Facebook Lives that we're hopefully going to bring you. If you want to get more information about Astronomers Without Borders, please do visit our website, astronomerswithoutborders.org. Check out our store as well. We've got a lot of merchandise. All proceeds of sales go directly to support our STEM education and outreach efforts around the world. We're here to build and cultivate community through astronomy, do good around the world with astronomy, and we do that with all of you, support from everyone around the world. Thank you so much again for joining us. I'm Andrew Fazekas, the Night Sky Guy for Astronomers Without Borders, and I wish all of you clear skies. Remember, everyone, one people, one sky. Bye-bye.
From the pale blue dot to the distant stars, we are one. One people, one sky.